Evil After 1 here, guys, and today we got some news to talk about. And I promise I was going to make an update for Elephim and Esther, because we need to do that. We didn't know about their numbers of their limit burst, what it was going to be happening with them either. I do got a bit of a bone to pick with Esther, if I gotta be honest. So, if you want to know what I felt about Sylvie, generally I love what they did to her. If you want to see me talk a little more in depth with her, pretty much the video from yesterday is more than enough. If the data mine is correctly here, they did give her a small buff to her triple cast. Normally when she breaks AoE and buffs a single target, that particular cooldown ability, the triple cast was informed us to be a 3 turns, but the data miner says it's now a 4 turns, and the ability to buff the entire team up now to 200% when you enhance it is now 6 turns cooldown, 6 turns triple cast. Not bad. I can't complain. More turns with a triple cast. Great, because it opens up a lot of things. And I will make a video showcasing just how great Sylvie has become now. Absolutely love her. But again, Elephim and Esther, we needed to know about their limit burst. So when it came to Elephim, once again, she was a unit that is outshined by many other support units. And the limit burst upgrade could make her stay in the meta a little while, or make her some more desirable to utilize. And actually, yeah, the upgrade is pretty decent. It was very predictable. Now, sadly, the break only became a 75. I was kind of hoping for an 80%, but it lasts for 4 turns, which is good. The 200% buff break, very predictable, 4 turns. To my surprise, it cannot be dispelled. That I did not see coming, because the way her ability functions, I never felt like she needed that. But I don't complain. By no means, I do not complain about this one. It's very nice to have. And then, of course, HP and MP recovery with 50% was the highest I was expecting, so that is great. So she becomes suddenly a unit that is going to make sure of your breaks, your buffs, and making sure your team is not going to be running out of NP anytime soon, and do some great support healing. I even think if you could spam this limit burst, very, what is the word I'm looking for? Very consistent. You could actually go into a fight without needing a dedicated healer. If you got someone else who can do some single target revive or stuff like that, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So yeah, I think we come to the point where you can actually put a healer to the side. But again, it depends on fights and all that kind of stuff. It's just an idea you could toy around with. Now, another ability I was not talking about was this particular one, because I was not expecting this one getting any upgrades. It's nothing special, and sadly the Wikipedia has not updated it yet. But basically, it gives a significant boost to an HP and MP recovery for 2 turns. Don't worry, she's not locked down anymore. She will still be able to do something else afterwards. She will buff matching spear with 200% for 2 turns. That cannot be dispelled. Stupid, but they did add in a 20% HP and MP recovery, and it does have an interesting function where it does give dual cast, or normal dual cast, as you know it, where you can dual cast a lot of different magic abilities, not blue magic, for a single turn. I kind of wish it lasted for longer, for 2 or 3 turns, or at least 2 like the other ones, because there are a few units that could benefit getting it basically a dual cast for free. I think already about Sylvie, she has some decent white magic, like a Dispelga, a single target revive, and a single target auto revive. Being able to dual cast that around could actually be very beneficial. Awakening a Word of Light has Courtship. You could be able to dual cast that if you want some serious potent healing. There are other units that could benefit from this 3 dual cast, so you don't have to put in as a materia slot. Not bad, not bad. Overall, she's very much similar to the JP side. They kept her abilities like it was here, where she reapplies at the start of each of her turns, so it is great stuff. She's breaking, she's buffing, all those kind of things, and now building up a limit burst gauge a lot quicker, which is great, since you do want to spam the limit burst. But again, if you have great units for it. I think yesterday I mentioned this was just a 1-turn ability, but I was wrong. This was actually a 3 turns. So again, it reapplies each and every turn. So it's a 3 turns where you have light physical attacks to your team, buffing 180%. So again, if you have a unit that can decrease elemental resistance of light significantly, this is not a bad way to just give the entire team a light elemental. There you go, boom. Great for some chainers and finisher types that may not be able to add those things in. So for the most part, you would not need much time to set your team up. Being able, here you go, all of you have now elemental light elemental onto you. Not bad, and also buffs with 80%. It doesn't break, but still pretty cool. It also helps building up a limb burst at the same time. But I would generally say this is the move you could kind of like ignore if you don't want to enhance it. But it does use the white type, and I'm quite certain you have quite a bit of white types. But again, if you want to save the guild. Generally, I would almost enhance everything. The cooldown down here, I would actually say you can skip now because of a Limit Burst upgrade. Yes, it is 100% HP and MP recovery, but already in its basics form, it still takes 8 turns before you can use it, so it's like, I have a Limit Burst, you can easily skip out on it, but again, I had plenty of these healing crystals, so I'm like, fuck, let me just max her out. But it's one of the areas you can skip out. Besides that, I would enhance pretty much everything else onto her. She does gain some good stuff in there. Overall, I'm quite satisfied with what they did with Elephim. She's going to be a great dedicated breaker. If you are questioning if you had to pick between Sylvie and Elephim, if you do have the resources, why not go for both? Use Elephim as your dedicated breaker if you don't have a bit of breaker. If you already got something like Rico, yeah, of course, that not much of a reason to go for this, unless you're lacking a very strong MP recover, because her Limit Burst coming with 50% MP recovery is not a laughing matter. And again, the ability to unlock also comes next turn with an HP and MP recovery you can utilize, so she is definitely going to make sure your team is going to be staying healthy and nice. And you can easily gear those two with each other, Sylvie and Elephim, no problem. They can cover up pretty decently. If you want to toy around with that idea. That just means Sylvie has a lot more room to play around and make other chainers and utilize her elements you give around. Now, you're still going to need someone who can decrease those 3 elements, but still, there are some ideas you can play around with. Overall, I'm very glad what they did with Elephim. It gave her a little new life to it. I wouldn't say it changed her drastically, but it definitely gave her a new position where she is going to be shining in a different light. Kind of like the Folka of buffers, I would almost say. Now, sadly, not using her Limit Burst. Well, you can kind of like say, yes, she does the same thing. She uses a Limit Burst gauge to heal up, but not in the same crazy manner. But I would say for fights where they drain a lot, having that Limit Burst ready on the side to recover would not be a bad idea. So there are definitely times where she can shine like that. Elephim has gotten a spot here on the global side where she has a chance of shining now. I'm quite happy overall with her. I think that was basically my reactions where I was looking at the numbers. I was expecting Gumi doing a last minute change to give her the final buff she was needing, to kind of like a joke what they did last time where they nerfed both Esther and Sylvie down. Nothing happened. So what is the problem? Well, the problem is the Limit Burst got a pathetic buff. Like, I don't understand this buff. They gave her from 35%, it's still melting in my brain, to 50% Limit Burst damage increase. There is a lot of units that can increase the Limit Burst damage significantly more. Okay, fine. If you're only going to give us Limit Burst damage increase of 50%, that means you must give us higher damage modifiers then. The damage modifiers at 40 times, but it's still the same. Why? Why is that still the same when you only give a 50% increase here? And it was not like passive-wise you gave anything crazy in there to really amplify her Limit Burst damage. She doesn't have anything. And I don't... And this is nothing I was talking about the last time where the cooldown ability has a great 250% buff for 5 turns that cannot be dispelled. Great stuff. It can keep it up all the time. Great. And they give the same thing to her Limit Burst. Why? I don't know. She's extremely bulky already. Sometimes, yeah, when damage deal is getting killed and they rely so much on their cooldown ability to set themselves up, they lose power until you have to wait to get their cooldown down so you can use that again, but still, it feels like, honestly, they took Esther and said, you know what? We regret building around her Limit Burst damage, let's take that away and just focus on her chaining capabilities. And that kind of like destroyed her entire identity. Her damage, now I have some DJ on my Discord has been calculating, and she hits about 16.9 billion in damage, which is extremely low. Now, when we're talking about that kind of damage, we're talking about regular TMs, and some of the best ones at the moment hitting 32 billion. I was expecting her to hit around 20 to maybe 23 billion, hitting her in the low side of the top 5 units. But it would make her decently enough. But the power is pathetic. It's really lackluster. I have no idea why they're holding her so much back on her power. She's such a fan favorite by many people that would love to see her getting a chance to shine. And now we're sitting here and just, oh, now we have to wait for an entire year to see her with latent abilities to be finally getting the power she's get. But that's not even going to be a guarantee. She's going to get the power she needs. It's just such a disappointment. She's a great unit I was looking forward to. The tankiness, everything. I guess they were thinking, okay, we give her all this tankiness. She's going to be too strong, too hard to kill now. Let's just dial down her power and we're going to be working like that. The thing is, she doesn't even have interesting killers in her kit that really are generally used against a lot of bosses. She doesn't have that either in it. It's very limited killers. Mechanical and stone. Mechanical bosses, yeah, we've run into that a few times, but we have so much gear that gives mechanical kills. And yes, she has stone kill up to 100%, but it's generally not something we run that often into. And even that 100% is not going to be saving her when they're keeping her damage so particularly low. Wow, it's frustrating. It is really... I will not advise you to put any crystals into her. I would not. It's just, it is a waste. If you already got Awakening King, King Rain, for example, he's doing already more damage than her. She's not even matching him. And you're like, why? Just increase the damage modifiers here then. Give it a nice boost and it would help her significantly. But no, that's not what happened here, and this is one of the most huge disappointments I've seen in an enhancement. I'm honestly shocked because I did not think Esther was going to be held back this much. I honestly did not think. When I look at the previous one, like Crimson, for example, and Nagy's, I'm like, okay, she should hit around those 20s. That's why I was so safe to say at the bottom of the top 5 tier list, because, okay, she's going to be up around those parts. It's going to be a good spot for her. It's going to get latent abilities, but that did not happen. So, yeah, I am extremely disappointed with this unit. Really disappointed, because again, when it comes to damage dealers, they have such a short time to shine before the next damage dealer comes in and just blows everyone away. And Esther doesn't get a second chance to shine in here. She's just sitting here and going, alright, when will the next boss come that has lightning weakness and is either our mechanical or stone type? I'm just frustrated. I'm just irritated. It's just one of those where you're just wondering, did they do any calculations? Did they even... I don't know if they were just scared from the last time. As you can hear, it's just... Oh, I'm so frustrated. When you're looking at enhancements like this, would they really butcher the unit? A unit a lot of people love and would love to see getting a little extra usage. What a disappointment. That's all I can say about it. I'm very sorry. Why am I saying sorry about it? It's Gumi who's doing this. Well, I hope whenever she gets her lateness ability, she's going to be the #1 damage dealer. That's the only way they can make it up for it. Or that they make a last-minute change here or something. I don't know. For making up for it. So yeah, for me, when it comes to the enhancements, Elephim and Sylvie are the 2 incredible units for this batch here. This was a batch I was expecting all 3 ladies was going to be incredible, but Esther really put a bit of a sour note on this one, because holding so much back on her power is really disappointing. Even if you go full-on Super Team R build on this girl, you are not going to get much out of it. Not much value at all. It is very disappointing. I am extremely disappointed. It looks so good in the base forms. The only thing what all came down to was the limit burst upgrade. Just some more damage modifiers and I would have been happier. But it didn't. That was all that we wanted. Just some more damage modifier and she will have been fine. She'll have been fine. But no. That did not happen. So very sorry guys. Big disappointment there. But I can highly recommend Elephim and Sylvie, and I will make some videos showcasing those 2 particular units up so you can see just how good they are now. So hopefully you're looking forward to that, guys. And tell me who of these 3 units you've been enhancing now, and which of the 3 units you've been... Honestly, I think it's very obvious which you've been mostly disappointed with, but... Yeah. How do you feel about this one? I'm not happy about it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and of course, please like and subscribe for the channel so we can laugh together in the darkness.